Today is the 31st of October 2023, and I'd like to talk to you about the angle bisector. Before I begin, thank you everyone who has been watching our videos. Please share, like, follow, and etc. Okay. I normally write, and if the account is not yours, please ask for permission from the account holder. I normally write in the comment section, please follow my notes/script. Okay, it's a good habit to form, especially if you are watching a video like ours, to follow the script. For instance, this is 5.5 centimeters. So if it comes as 5.5, then you know that it's 5.5 centimeters. Beware of scammers. Just beware of them. Okay, I won't ask. I won't go behind and ask for donation. If I haven't said it in the video, then it's not me. Okay. Yesterday, towards the end of the recording, I was just trying to quickly summarize, like a few seconds, and then my alarm went off. Immediately I pressed it, everything cut, so I will have to start all over again. So thank you to everyone who watched yesterday's video. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's look at what we did yesterday, our recap. We look at bisecting a line step by step, which is a perpendicular bisector. So if you bisect a line, okay, it bisects it exactly in the middle and at right angles. That was what we looked at. So an example is, draw a perpendicular bisector of the line ST of 5.5 centimeters to 1 decimal place. Okay, so here is the line, 5.5 centimeters. So again, as I showed you yesterday, you use the ruler and measure the line. Okay, so this is the ruler. Okay, I'm going to measure 5.5. Okay, here. That is 5.5 at T, if you can look at it. And then now you need your compass. Okay, so after drawing the line, you need a compass. So at S, with a reasonable measurement, you draw an arc, which is this arc here. With the same measurement, you draw another arc, top and below. Okay, so at S, you draw an arc there and down there, and the second at T, you do another arc on top and below. Now you join these 2 points where the arc intersects. Okay, in drawing the arc, you keep the same measurements, you don't change it, because if you change it, you are not going to get it exact. So the same arc radius length you use, that one, you should use it on S and T. Okay, you don't have to change it. So you connect the two arc, and that'll be your perpendicular bisector. So here it says your answer should be in 1 decimal place, because of course if you divide 5.5 into 2, you are going to get 2.75. So you can either, if they don't say anything, what measurement you get, you should get 2.75. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, 2.7 is between 2.7 and 2.8. So 2.75 to 1 decimal place is 2.8. Okay, so that's what we've done. That was what we're doing yesterday. Now today I'll start. Okay, find the circumference and area of a circle of radius 4 centimeters. Leave your answer in pi. This is like a question that can come in the non-calculator paper. So the circumference is 2 pi r. Your r is 4 centimeters. You were not given the diagram. I just drew it. The circumference is your distance all around the circle. Okay, your area is all the area within the circle. So your circumference is 2 pi r. That is the standard formula. R is 4. So 4 times 2 is 8. And pi in centimeters. So 8 pi and your unit is in centimeters. Now to find the area, pi r squared. So pi r is 4 again, and squared. If you square 4, you get 16 pi. Now your unit of area is centimeter squared, because radius is in centimeters. So your answer again, leaving it in pi, is 16 pi centimeter squared. Now we want to look at the perpendicular bisector for today. Okay, so assuming they gave you an angle, no, we want to look at the angle bisector for today. So they gave you an angle 60 degrees. If you bisect it, bisecting means dividing it into 2 equal parts. Okay, you should get 30 each side. It should be equal division. Okay, not that you get 20 and 40 if you do it properly. Now, how do you do it? Demonstrate how you bisect an angle. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. First, draw the angle you've been asked to draw. So you first draw the angle. At the end of one line, draw an arc. I will show you how I do it. With the same length on your compass, draw a second arc. Okay? Join where the arc meets to the angle being divided. Okay? So example, bisect an angle of 90 degrees. This is a right angle of 5 centimeters on both sides. So here they've given you the length of OY and OX is 5 centimeters, and then this is 90 degrees. Okay, they can give you the angle on the paper, or they might ask you to use your protractor to draw the angle and a ruler, and then proceed to use your compass to draw the arc. Okay, so we are bisecting this angle. So from O to X is 5 centimeters, and then from O to Y is 5 centimeters. Here we know that is 5 centimeters. So what do? We measure the arc 90 degrees. So as you can see here, this is 90 degrees. Okay, so 90 degrees. Okay, I have divided it. So let's see how we divide it. So because I've already been given a measurement, 5 centimeters to 5 centimeters, you open this, your compass, to a reasonable length. Okay, you put one at the end of the line, and then you draw an arc there. The same distance, you go to Y and draw an arc. Okay, I open it a bit bigger. That is why I have this arc here. These two arcs are going to meet at a point. Where they meet, you draw a line from there, the origin of the angle you are bisecting, to cut through the line. That is how you bisect it, basically. So if you can see, we've bisected the line to 45 degrees there. That one, 45 degrees. So now we've bisected the angle to 45 degrees. So basically what we've just done is you draw the line 5 centimeters with a ruler. Okay, so that's what we've done. We use a protractor and measure 90 degrees. So we measure 90 degrees, and then we use the ruler to connect it 5 centimeters. We use a compass with a reasonable length. Draw an arc from point X. Yeah. So you draw an arc. Unlike the perpendicular bisector we did yesterday, where you draw an arc top and below, this one you aim to divide this angle. So you don't need to do that. All you need to do is to get the arc to intersect here, and then you draw the line from where the angle is to cut through, and that will be it. With the compass of reasonable length, okay, you do the same for Y. So the same arc length and compass length you use for X, you use the same for Y. The point of intersection is your angle bisector. Then you use your protractor to measure. So we've done that. Okay, So 90 degrees, we've divided it into two sides perfectly. 45, 45. Now, the angle bisector we just did, we use it to find set of points on the line. Okay, you remember when we're talking about loci? Okay, so all these points here, okay, are the line that divide this angle into two equal parts. So the distance from x and y are the same. Okay, so a point here will be our locus between x and y. The region closer to one line than the other, that is any point on the bisector, is the middle of OX. So any point on this line is the middle of the angle that we are OX and OY. Okay. Any point above the bisector is closer to OY. So if you look at it, all these points here is closer to OY. All this area here is closer to OX. Okay, basically that is what we are saying. And it looks clearer in the diagram. So the region here is closer to OY. The region here is closer to OX. Now, in this case, you've been given the measurement of the line. Okay. What if you were not given the measurement of the line? Okay. What if they just asked you to draw? You don't know the measurement that is 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So like a diagram like this, how will you do that? Okay, assuming you were given an angle, how do you proceed with a bisector? So I have an angle 60 degrees, but I haven't been given any measurement of OY and OX. Okay, so how do I do that? First of all, I'll use my protractor here. Okay, draw a line and then put the protractor on it there. Okay, measure 60 degrees. That was the point. And then use a ruler to connect it and extend the line. When we're doing bearing, we remember that when you extend the line, it helps you look at the angle clearly. Now, because I wasn't given any measurement like the first one, what I have to do is open my compass to a reasonable length at the origin of this angle here. There, open it, draw an arc across the line. Okay, and then with the same arc length or a bit extended, draw another arc here and draw another arc from this point. Okay, these 2 points. Because I'm using the same length, this distance from O to B is the same as the distance from O to A. So at A, I can use any distance, draw an arc, and then from here, draw another arc. Now I'm going to find a ruler and join this intersection to O. Okay, this is where you should follow the notes. To O. I already know this is 60 degrees. So after I've done that, this should be 30. That should be 30. Okay. So let's look at it again. Okay. That is 60 degrees if you look at the extended line. Okay. And you can see that we've bisected the angle and it's dividing it exactly at 30. If I bring it closer, okay, at 30. So now the angle bisector 60, the angle 60, we've bisected it or divided it into two equal parts. Okay, so what I just did is use a ruler and a protractor and draw the angle 60. We know how to do that. We've done it in one of the videos and I've just done it today. All you need is a ruler. All you need is a ruler and a protractor. Open the compass to a reasonable length and draw an arc on both lines, which is this arc here, to cut the both lines. Okay, reasonable length. If you open the compass big and it goes beyond this length, that means you have to extend your line, and then your arc will be somewhere here. So that's why I said reasonable length. Okay, so after you've drawn this arc here, when the arc cuts O, draw another arc. So there, it cuts OY. So from A, you draw another arc. From B, another arc. Okay, if you change the length of on the compass, then you have to use the same length at A and at B together. Where the arc cuts, the angle is your intersection. So you draw this from this intersection, you connect it to the angle. Okay, and that will be your intersection. So now you successfully divided 60 into two equal parts, 30 degrees and 30 degrees. You successfully divided 60-degree angle to 30 degrees and 30 degrees. Okay, all now you have to do, that is if, like in the first instance, we know it's 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Okay, so we can use the end to draw the arc. But here we have two lines of different length. That's why we have to draw the first arc, so that we use that first arc as a reference to draw two arcs. Okay, because if I choose this point and I draw another an arc, and I choose that point there and I draw an arc, I wouldn't get it bisecting. So to get the same distance on OY and OB, I have to draw my first arc. Okay, as you can see, OB and OA have the same distance. So now B becomes my reference, A becomes my reference. So from A, I draw this arc, and from B, I draw this arc. Okay, so that is how we do that. So I've shown you, I've measured with a protractor. Okay, let's look at another example. Construct a line bisector for the angle 110. you can be given the angle again, or you can be asked to draw. Okay, so assuming you've been asked to draw, you use a ruler first, you draw this line. Then you need your protractor. Come to the end of this line here. Measure 110, as you can see, from 0 all the way to 110 there. Okay, and then from this O, you extend the line. We've not been given any measurement like the example we just did. So now we open our compass to a reasonable length from the origin. We draw an arc to cut OY and then to cut OB, OX here. Okay, now we can use the same arc length, or we extend it a bit. But if we extend it a bit, we use B and A, that is B and A, as our reference. Now with the same arc length from B, we do an arc on top of this arc we've drawn there, and then from A we draw another arc. They are going to intersect at a point. Where they intersect, we use a ruler and connect them. So after we've connected them, that is our angle bisector. Okay, so now we've drawn the arc here. We've drawn an angle here, 110 there. Okay, it's moved slightly. So 110 there, and as you can see, the middle is here, 55. Okay, it just move a little bit there, so you can bring it back and get it 110. Okay, so our middle there will be 55 there. Okay, we connect this to the angle. So now we've divided 110 into 2 equal parts. Again, like I said yesterday, this is a construction work you can do for 1 marks or 2 marks without any mathematical involvement. Okay, and that 1 mark or that 2 marks will be the difference between a D grade or a C grade. As I always say, when you start the paper, you take a deep breath, sit down, calm down, and do it. It's better to do 60% very well than to answer all the questions and end up getting just a little marks. If you can do 60% of the questions you attempted and get all right, then you are on your way to B. And if you just push yourself a little or more, then you can get a B plus or an A. Okay, that is what I'm here to encourage you for. So today, what have we done? We've looked at some recap, okay, from yesterday. we did this perpendicular bisector yesterday, and I brought another example. We've done a starter to remind us how to find the circumference and area of a circle using our formulas. They asked us to leave our answers in pi. I drew the circle and magnified it. Today my diagram is not cluttered. So that's the radius. We found the circumference and we left our answer in pi. And we found the area of the entire circle. We also left our answer in pi. And then we went on to look at the perpendicular bisector, the bisector of angles. Okay, the first example we looked at, we were given the measurement on both sides, which is the right angle triangle. So we didn't need to draw the first arc. So we just use y and x as a reference, drew the arc, connected it to the center, and we got our angle bisector. Now the second example we looked at, we were not given any measurement. We were asked to draw 60 degrees. Okay, so again, now we need a reference. So we use our compass of a reasonable size, drew an arc to cut OX and OY. Our reference became A and B. We used that reference, and then with the same arc size on the compass, or a little extended, okay, we drew an arc from reference point A and another arc from reference point B. Where they met was our angle bisector. We measured it and we got exactly 2 equal angles, and then we saw that again repeating itself for this example as well. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson, and I'll see you in the next.